have different ideas. And that's why this session is important. What do you want to do as a farmer? Let me give you an instance of somebody that said he wants to plant maize. Or let me first give you general idea about farming. Two things are very important in farming. Two basic things. Number one, water. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? What did I say? Water. Number two, time. All this I'm saying is going to help us to know where we are going, what our expectations are. Because when we know why we are here, we will now say, oh, is my sitting down relevant? If it is not relevant, you will be allowed to take your leave because you are not interested in what we are saying. But if you are if it is relevant, you'll be able to sit down together and be able to say, okay, I've talked about water. You see, there is nothing called rainy season or dry season. There's nothing called rainy season or dry season. In rainy season, there is sun shining. In dry season, there is water falling. And then the climate has changed. What we used to experience before, we no longer experience it. When we're young, if it rains, we do pick ice block. I don't know whether that was, do we do have it now? Okay, go to the village. I live in the village. We hardly see. Okay. In those days, those places we are talking about will have been close to freeze. Cloud will fall. You see cloud on top of the mountain. I've lived in so many environments. Cloud. When you say heaven fall, you see heaven, the cloud on top of the mountain like this. They have all gone because of the climate change. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because of the climate change, you hardly see all those things again. So what you call dry season, no longer dry season. And you see flood during dry season. October will rain and you will be surprised. I've seen rain in November that I look back and say, no. Lord, are you about to return? Are you following me? You will be seeing things you have not been seeing, and that's what the Bible tells us. Things that has not been happening, you start seeing them happen. So we want to make sure we have water. We have what? Water. And if you're a very good investor and you want to plant maize, for example, all what you need to know is what is the gestation period, what is the lifespan of that maize. Some are between 75 and 90 days. That is the age range, the lifespan of the maize. How many 90 days can I have in a year? I want to tell you how to make profit in a business. 4, that's 360. Thank you, ma. That means you can plant maize 4 times in a year. I've told you what we're going to do today is just to let us see what we have not been saying, and they are there with us. We just say, chicken is by. Oh, so this thing is like this. Oh, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, and you want to make money from maize farming, and you know you have water, whether it rains or no rain, I will supply it with water. And your plant needs water to grow. It's important. Your farm needs water. You must site your farm close to water. If you don't have it, you'll be like my great-grandfather who dies a poor person because he plants with weather. So when this maize is supposed to grow at this side and rain cease, shortage. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So I have gone to school to learn that the most important thing to start a farming business is water. So whether it rains or it doesn't rain, I am going to plant 4 times because I have water to supply to the farm. Are we together up to this level? So I will now use water to calculate time. If you plant maize around June and you bring it to market, how many people will buy? Because everybody is bringing to market. Because they planted in March when they started experiencing first rain. Abi? And what it means is that I'm going to sell at a very cheap price. And I want to make profit. And I'm targeting cheap price. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not targeting profit. Because I have water, I will bring my maize to the farm in early May. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When maize is not in the farm. So I just have to calculate my planting from May 3rd down. I remove 90 days. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And if you see that time, it will be around late February. Are you following me? And during late February, there is no rain. So nobody is going to plant maize. They will still be waiting for early March. So I will have been 1 month ahead of my farmers in supplying my maize. Do you see how when we talk about time now? We've talked about water. We're not talking about time. I must supply when there is scarcity. So if I supply early May, I will have cleared my farm and replant middle May. By the time it will get to the next 3 months, those who are harvesting in June and going to market June, July, will have sold their products, rest, and by the time I will be in August, I will be what? The only one in the market. Because that is another time others want to start planting. And by the time I do that in August, and if anybody come down of his vehicle and say he wants to eat maize in November, he must look at his pocket properly. Because that time there will be no maize. So are you following my pattern? So the next one will be February again. And so when I maintain that cycle, I'll be supplying maize when others don't have maize. And my maize will command higher price. Do you get the logic of making profit? When others don't have it, I will make it available. So you must be able to say, and when the Bible says everything has got time and season, are you getting me? The Bible has a meaning. It's only we have not commercialized the instinct of what God said, go and dominate. So I must calculate the time and season. And the season I want to talk about you today is that all season, no rainy season, no dry season. Because you call it rainy season because there is water falling from heaven. And you don't want to depend on that. That means you must irrigate your farm. So, all I've said is that integrated farming has to do with irrigation. Are you with me? Are you with me, man? That is what integrated farming is all about. Irrigation. There are different types of irrigation kits available. Somebody will still, at a time, will still come and talk about it. There are overhead and there are underground irrigations. There are methods to which we supply water to the farm artificially, and that will help you to have your products well. So that's going to be the most profitable discussion we're going to have, because we want to make profit and we must talk about profit discussion. Then we must see time and what? Water. Time for the season. Water for the season. Irrigation for the time. Are you with me? So, if you are with me, say hi. If you are not with me, say hi. Okay? We are together. And I think we are together. So, I don't know. I want to give you my number. 0810 0810 20 855 10 0810 20 855 10. All what you just need to do is to hi me and say training. The moment you hi me and say training, you'll be linked to the training WhatsApp group. So, we have listened to the topic, farming in an urban area. Abi? Integrated farming in an urban area. So, after we have done this, we now want to invite somebody to come and talk with us on what we mean by integrated farming and urban area. They are very interesting things. So somebody will come and lead us in that brief introduction about the topic we are really discussing today. But before we go to that, haven't hi me and you are linked to the group, because that is what I'm going to be responding to now. Before the person will come and address us, that will now allow me to go and address you and say, okay, I am Chibuzo Ekaite Chukudi. I've just given a name. I am interested in so. But I have to introduce myself, because my name now I am Samuel Adelakun. I'm an Anglican priest. I'm an Anglican priest. ADE LAKUN. LAKUN. Adelakun. ADELAKUN. That's my name. I'm an Anglican priest. So if you put Reverend Samuel Adelakun, it's not too far. But I prefer Samuel. Praise the Lord. To the glory of God. What we do is that we provide training, like what we are doing here right now. We provide what? Training. We educate people on agriculture venture. We encourage them to produce, and we buy from them. And when there's scarcity anywhere, we can also supply. Are you with me? So, whosoever want to put his hand into, want to put his money into any business, first things to do is to look for the market. Where can I sell this? Because we are here to tell you how to make profit. If you don't know where to sell the product, don't do it. Do you get me? Why you must not farm is because there is no market. Once I don't have market, I leave it. My market involves contract. It involves LPO. And you know when you're a businessman and you are given an LPO, you know you are in a secure zone. Yes or no? Who are those in business that receive LPO? You can go and borrow money from anywhere. To what? To invest. So somebody must be able to tell you, we need 10 kilograms of gari. Before you use your money to go and buy that gari, you must have where to sell. My sisters and brothers, if you don't have anywhere to sell, don't do it. I've told you we are here to do one thing, to make profit. Because that's what the Bible tells me. To profit. Abi? So if I don't have that money, if I don't have that where I'm going to sell it, I am not going to buy or invest. So let me give you a clue. I go to market early in the morning. When I got to in Kaduna State, Zonkwa, and I have about 4 or 5 months to go. You know what I did? I woke up in the morning, 5 o'clock, and I went to the market, and I sat down at the vantage point, and I started seeing people coming in, what they were bringing into the farm, to the market. So in this market, this is what they sell. This is the center of this. And at the end of the day, I saw most viable product, okra, in the north. People were running after the vehicle as it was coming in. I hope you have been to market where you see people running after the vehicle and they'll be looking for a product. if you are in that situation, you have seen what to sell. Because it is people running after you, you not running after them. So I collected like, why are you running? I can supply this product. Give me your phone number. Give me your... I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And I collected their contacts. And the remaining is a story. For the period I stayed there, I planted okra. And I was selling. They were coming to my farm to come and pick it. The person I visited deals with ginger, planting of ginger. But before I left, he has started planting okra because it's a short period. Within 40 days, 46 days, you started making your money. I hope you follow what I'm trying to say. You must be able to locate your market. If it is not a Greek, you must be able to say this is what it sells in this market. Don't join that because everybody is selling agbado now. Agbado will soon go. Get the number of people doing agbado and collect those people you have seen, and you are going into maize farming. And you can tell them, you can come and buy, even when agbado is scarce, I will still serve you. They will come and they will buy at a good price. They tried it with me one time like that. And I told the woman, Mama, let it be June. When you want to come and buy your maize, 3 for 100 naira. I mean, I'm talking of 3 pieces. I said, in June, I will sell 3 for 100 naira. But now, I'm selling 3 for 200 naira. But when it is in June, I can sell 3 for 100. It has a meaning. She went and she has to come back because that's the correct price as of then. Time, market, water. Are we following each other? Because while we are here, at the end of this workshop, I want to fulfill what the Bible tells me. That whatever I lay my hands upon will what? Prosper. And I've introduced 2 products to you today. Okra, maize, Abi, and snail. There are so many. So when you are feeling, when you hire me, because that's what I'm going to do, when you hire me, I'll welcome you. Just say training. And when you enter into the training session, just tell me your name. Are you following me? The products you want to do, you have in mind to do. I'm not saying at the end of the day, that is what you are going to do. Are you following me? You may at the end of the day, because we open so many fields of operations to us, and we start picking. And at the end of the workshop, I will also ask, are you fulfilled? Was your desire in the beginning met, or you have changed your mind? And we smile. I may send an effigy, whether you are or you are not sure, or you understand all those things. So it's going to be an interactive section from today till when I'll be happy. And how do you make me happy? Think big, number 1. I want you to think big. By the time you are sending information to me, I want you to think. Look at yourself and see yourself in another level. A changed person. Somebody who can control his finances. Think of it. I saw somebody thinking that, okay, I want to have a trailer that will be supplying maize. No problem. To where they are selling feed meal, because those ones will be buying maize all the year round, not the people in the market. No problem. So, number 1, to make me happy and make my God happy, I want you to start thinking big. Because it's a prophecy in the Bible that says that the lioness, they lack. But those who believe in God will not lack anything good. Abi? The cops, they suffer because they are son of the king in a jungle. But you are the son of the king of kings. You will not suffer. Somebody cannot say amen. I said you will not suffer. It's a prophecy for those who are here with me today and those that will continue to join us. Tell others they are free to join that group. It's a free group. The most important thing is that in some of the group there are more experts than me. Before I open, some people have answered your question. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Even before I look at what is happening, they say, no. When we had the training, this is what the man said. He will lecture you again, and everybody will benefit. And somebody will say, I have 40 crates of egg at Egbado. And here, there is shortage of eggs. And they just we bill it. Because we belong to the same group, we will empower each other within the group. Faithful is the man who is diligent in all his work. I said he will eat with kings and queens. He will stay in higher places. That's what he said. Yes or no? So, we just want you to be faithful. So when things are sent to you, you do the needful, the right thing. So, number one, think big. No limits. Number two, start now. Immediately. Start. Take action. Start now. Think big. Think big. Start now. That's take action. And you can start small. Number three, start small. Think big, start small, act now. Think big, start small, act now. Think big, start small, act now. So those are the three things. Think big, start now, and start small. Are you following me? Don't look at it that it has to be big before you start. Are you following me? Don't look at it, it's going to be big. If you want to start selling eggs, look at the mall around you. And they can take 4 crates per day. You have started. But you know you want to be a egg merchant. I don't know whether that person is still there. At that junction, Moshalashi Junction, in the roundabout, Gowan Junction. In the 80s, there used to be a Moshalashi there. I don't know whether people, you know what I'm trying to. So that is the area I grew up. And somebody is describing, you know, when that Moshalashi was there, somebody in 80s, I'm talking of 82, 81, I've been living in this environment. So when I was given the description, I hope God has hand in what happened. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. At that Moshalashi area, there is an egg depot. I don't know whether it's still there now. So the eggs we consume in this area, that was a depot. People bringing egg from Ijebu, Abekuta, will dump it there, and people who want to buy egg will go there and be buying egg. I'm talking of that person, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. That depot had been there. I don't know whether that depot is still there. So I can talk of this environment as far as it is. Now, I'm talking about somebody who have reached peak of egg selling. Abi? You can also get trailer parking in a store, dropping egg for you. But you need to start creating your market. So how many mola can you discuss with? How many Indomie seller can you discuss with? Can I start selling 10 crates per week? Yes, you started. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You have started. It may be a side business. You just put 4 crates and you drop it to the malam. When I'm coming back, I will pick my bag. And if you have made 50 naira on each tray, or 100 naira on each tray, it's something. You have started. Don't wait till when you have lapo money that will start removing your bra because they want to put it on lantern. I'm sorry. Okay, that's the name. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. You can start small. But while you are doing that small business, you must immediately start looking for how many mola is in this area. Start seeing. So when you bring mola, see, I can bring egg. See, you understand what I'm trying to say? See, I can bring egg. What can I do with egg? Are you following what I'm trying to say? You just look for that business. And look for the market where to sell it to. And that is it. So, I will be happy at the end of the day seeing you doing what we started with. I see somebody doing business, making work. What is that time right now? Because we have 1:13. Okay, we have another 15 minutes more. We have another 15 or 14 minutes more. We're going to start 1:30 to talk about integrated farming. While we are here, the topic. Somebody is going to open our eyes to that topic, integrated. All the big English. He has his own machete. He will cut it down. So that farming will have to do with cutting down, Abi. So, I've told you 3 things that will make me happy. Is seeing you starting up the business. That after this lecture, you are doing something related to this lecture. Are we good to go? Okay. Think big. Start small. Act now. And I've told you how you can start, how you can act, how you can do it. Don't wait till when you have big money. This broken one, you can buy it. New one is around 2,000, 3,000 now. I'm not saying you go and buy 3,000, but condemned one goes for 200 naira. Let me tell you why I will advise this. In another lecture, they will tell us how to prepare sand, so that our sand will contain the correct nutrient for the plant in another lecture. So once you prepare the sand, you can use it for the next 20 years. Are you following me? But if you make heaps every 4 months, you'll be... So when you look at what it will cost you to maintain this one, is going to be very... You don't need to apply chemical to your plant, because the container, this container that you have got and put sand, within it is just the... Are you following me? Any grass that grows on the floor it's not going to affect inside. Number 3, if there is soil disease, it can affect the whole farm, but it will only affect one box. Are you getting me? So there are so many reasons we are going to get in. Why are we doing this? There must be reason for doing it. And if you don't use that, you can also use what we call cement bag. Backhoe bag. You pour your sand inside. It will give you the same answer. But this one retain more water than that backhoe bag. And backhoe bag also wither, can tear off so easily. But this one will stay longer. Now, you understand all these reasons? There are reasons for what we know. Because I want you to be profitable. I want you to be what? Profitable. That's just the summary of our coming here. Agric is not new. Before they born my father, they were doing agriculture. And after, my great-grandchildren will still do agric. Abi? We will continue to chop. And that is the most important thing. It is God's most certified job on the head. The job that God gave his hand and said, okay, go and do. Abi? Bible tells me, he said, and he told Adam, have dominion over the tree in the bush, the fish in the water. Abi, is that not what he said? He gave them control. Go and be. God did not tell them to be an engineer. He told them to become a farmer. So we are starting with the beginning of what God instructed. And if we follow, we start with God. Who is on the God side is in the majority. So it's the business you will not have any cause to regret. But you just need to know. And that is the know-how. Ability to say, this is what to do at this right time. And I said, our WhatsApp group will help us to solve our problem. If you decide to plant a wedu, there are times like this. They will use hand and pack it like this to sell. You get to market, you want to buy a wedu, and they will tell you it's 50 naira. And you say, it's too much for me. Help me remove some. And you still pay the same 50 naira. You know. And there are times when you want to buy 200 naira. You will not even be. When do you want to plant and sell? Is it when it is surplus or when it is scarce? That is when you are thinking business, time. The time when, so when is this thing scarce in the market? That's the time I'm talking about. So people can do a way do and still make profit, because it is at the time when others don't have what to sell, then you have something to sell, and you will sell year round. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You will sell year round because you have water to control the season. So we're going to look at how to apply water, how to do this, how to do that, so that our farming system can continue. God bless you. As I allow you to open up your WhatsApp group, and we invite the man that will introduce us to the topic, integrated science, integrated farming, urban integrated farming. He will introduce himself.
Good afternoon. Why is our faces dull? Praise the Lord. Is that how we say hallelujah for Jesus? Or are we all not Christians? So that I won't be religious biased. Well, my name is Adelakon Adelike Alexander. I am a student of Olabisi Onabanjo University, College of Agricultural Sciences. I'm studying agricultural extension and rural management. I just want to give a brief introduction, a brief talk about myself. I've been farming for, let's say, a minimum of 12 years. I've been farming longer than that, but the time I know I could have do something meaningful for like 12 years. So it is a passion. Before we start, you have to know why you are venturing into farming. And it's quite important. Passion. There's some businesses you venture into that if you do not have the passion, you will run out. I was talking with someone before, and they asked the person a question. He wanted to start a poultry business. Do you know the question they asked him? That as your child died before, why? Why did they ask the question? The reason was that when your chicken starts dying, it will be as if it's your child that died. Because when they die, you just come and see them die in large number. When something like that happens at times, it's your passion that makes you continue the business. There are times you might not even have passion. What is not driving you? Money. I like making money. If you like making money, that is enough passion. When you know that you are investing into this and you are going to make money, you do not want to run at loss. So that must be a passion to drive you. So let's start deviating. We are here to talk about integrated farming system. Urban integrated farming system. I would like for us to have a tete-a-tete. I want it to be an interactive session. So, I don't know, has anybody heard about integrated farming system before? Do you have any idea what it means? Or this is the first time? So nobody has heard about it. Wow. Okay. So let me start. Let me give an explanation. Integrated farming system involves various agricultural branches. I have given it another name. I gave it the nothing goes to waste system. That is the literal meaning. Nothing goes to waste system. And during our conversation, you understand why I said nothing goes to waste. So, integrated system is a system that involves crop production and animal production and other types of agricultural branches running together in a particular system. That means on my farm, I have a fish department where I raise catfish. On the same farm, I have a plantation for cassava. I have a plantation for maize. I have a plantation for plantain. On the same farm, I have pigs. On the same farm, I have a factory that produces fruit juice. That is what is it. So now, I have all those on my farm. I could still have it and it could not be an integrated system. That's where I want us to understand. You could have there are people who have various things on their farm and they're not running an integrated system. The integrated part of it is they are all linked, which is what I get from my plantain, the waste products. Let's say after I harvest, when I chop it, the leaf, I give it to my goats. My goats eat it. So when my goats eat the plantain, they defecate. I take that feces, I use it to give my maize as manure. If the maize dies, I still take it. The dead shafts and everything. I use it for mulching for my yam farm. The maize grain, I take it to the factory. I turn it to feed for my chicken. It's still on the same farm. My chickens die, or my chickens lay, they defecate their manure. I return it back into the farm. That system continues. It can also expand. Once I give, let me give another example. After I take the waste, I take it to my tomato farm or my cucumber farm. And when I give it to them, they grow, they do well. I harvest, I make tomato paste from my tomato. I make cucumber juice from my cucumber farm. The dead plants, I return it back as mulch, or I make it as manure again for the same plants. So they are all linked. You have to know what this can do. One thing I've noticed about we human beings, we do not make enough research. God has provided. I can't. Sorry, I'm sorry. Give me a minute. So, one thing we have not done is we don't make enough research as human beings. God has provided different things for us, and nothing is of waste. What you think is of waste is important to somebody else. What you do not eat here, what is a taboo for you that I say you don't eat, somebody else, another tribe is what is their main delicacy. So you just have to find out what can this do. That is what integrated farming is all about. Nothing goes to waste. And what are the benefits? 1, increase in profits. The money you're supposed to use to buy fertilizers. Let us say you're not even buying fertilizers. You want to buy manure. There are these malams that stack manure in big bags and bring it with trucks. I think they sell it 1,200 per bag. That was the last time I heard. I don't know how much it is. I don't know that it has come down. It has gone up. 1,200. Those bags are as big as this. That's how we buy. That's how they sell it. So, because you have a farm that is giving you the manure, you do not need to buy that for your plants. That cost has gone. The same farm is producing food, the feed rather, for your chickens. The cost of maize, which is the key ingredient in chicken feed, once you can remove that, you see your profit goes up. Because where you are going to buy the feed from at feed mill, the farmer has planted. After he plants, he will put his own profit. The transporter that will come and take it from the farm will put his own profit. The feed mill that buy it, that wants to sell it to you, they will have put their own profit. So all those profits, you have removed it, and you're only buying it at the original price that a farmer will sell. That means you are the farmer. You are buying it at the price you are supposed to, you will have bought it from another farmer. So instead of you to buy it at, let's say, 510 naira per kg, I'm just giving. You could be buying. If you value your inputs into planting the maize, you might end up seeing that, oh, I bought insecticide, I bought herbicide, I bought manure, I bought this, I bought that, and with the money I paid for labor, everything is just 320 naira. So I can save about 180. That is important. So integrated farming is about maximizing your profits. You want to maximize your profits. There is a farm in, I think, Benin Republic. I don't know if you heard of it. They call it Songhai Farm. I don't know if you heard of it. That is what they do. They don't source for anything outside. No matter whatever they need, they do it. Even to repairing their machines, they fix it on the farm. They run an integrated farming system. So there are different types of integrated farming system. There is one I would like to talk about. They call it aquaponics. I don't know if you've heard of it. Aquaponics. It's simple. Aqua and phonics. Fish and plants. How both of them will mix together. How they be benefiting each other in a particular system. Let me give an example. This is a perfect. I don't know if you all can see this. See, so this yellow bucket here is my fish tank. It's obviously it's going to be bigger than this. This is my plant. This is how my plant is going to be, but at a bigger size. This is for nursery. At the one that will be able to accommodate it in a larger scale. The water is inside here. If you can, I would like to raise this up. Underneath this place, there is an hole. So this thing is sitting down inside the pond. The pond has water where the fish are living. As it's sitting down inside the pond, the fish defecates inside their water. I think you all know that. If you've seen fish pond, you see over time it turns green, it becomes foamy and begins to smell. It's not because of anything, it's because they defecate into the water. So that's why they always say you have to be changing their water regularly. Now, in this system, you don't need to change the water. What do plants need? Plants need nutrients, manure. So the plant itself will be absorbing the manure through the roots. That's why this place is open. That's why there's going to be an opening for the roots to enter into the water. So the plant will be removing the ammonia, which is what of benefit to the fish. And how is the fish benefiting the plant? The fish is supplying manure. So there will be a system that will be allowing the water move. So you don't even need to change. Once you have put water there from the onset, you probably will not even need to top that water probably in 2 or 3 months. Same water that is there. Because the plant is absorbing the ammonia that will cause damage to the fish. The plant is doing well. It has water, it has manure. That's what they require. Plants do not require soil. The most important thing they require is water and manure or fertilizer. Their feed source, not even soil. Soil is just a means for them to hold on to something, because they cannot stand on their own. So, in this kind of system, you can see how they are benefiting each other. The plant, once the water is clean, the fish will do well. Once there is no ammonia in the water, the fish will grow at a faster rate than the ones with green ammonia. Now, look at the benefits of this. What are the benefits of this? You are killing. No. It's absorbing from the water. Ammonia is our urine. So the plant is absorbing it from the water. That is a type of integrated system. So as I want to say the benefits. What are the benefits of this? 1, you have cut down cost on changing water for the fish. You don't need to be changing the water every 3 days. Twice in a week. The money for now that petrol is already 500 naira per liter. You don't need to be changing that. That's one as removed. At least if you are changing water of your fish once in 2 months, once in 3 months, I think for every farmer that is even reasonable. 2, you don't need to supply your plant nutrients or water. Rain has not fallen today. The water, my pumping machine is not working. I need to pump water for my plants. I need to irrigate them. You do not need that. Although this kind of system has some particular type of plant it works for. You cannot use yam for this system. There's another system that yam will work for. That is called aeroponics. So, you are saving cost on so many things: manure, petrol, water, and your time. The only thing you need to do here is, are my plants doing well? Are the fish doing well? Is there any dead plants? What is the cause of the dead plants? Is there any dead fish? Is there any diseased fish? What is the cause? Those are the things you have to look at in integrated farming. So, like I said before, it's a venture where you have to maximize your profits. So now, how do you now take this to urban farming? Because we're in an urban area, that is quite important. How do you take this to an urban farming where you do not have large space? There's something they call vertical farming. Vertical farming. And in vertical farming, it's nothing big. Like the word says, vertical. There's a layer here that you plant. There's another layer. There's another layer. There's another layer. So on every layer, there is a plant there. Let's say you're planting broccoli. You're planting, let me look at plants that don't require too much space. You're planting crawling plants. That vertical system works for it. Vertical system might not work for plants like banana, mango, or stuff like that, but it works for plants that do not grow too tall. So, in that vertical system, in this place, I can plant, this is a vest, I can plant, let's say, I can have three different places I'm planting, like three different sections. The top, the middle, and the bottom. And I can even still place something here. So, let's say I do not have space. Let me give an example of, I have soil inside here. I want to plant pepper. I want to plant tomato. My soil is here. I place it I place it here, and I use let's say I give it a 30 by 30 centimeter gap. This will be able to take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This place will be able to take about 12 stands with proper care. If I'm taking this to the field for pepper, I will be needing to plant close to, for it to do very well, I need to be planting close to a meter gap. It could be lesser. It's not always more. It could be lesser. But like the best one for your plant to be able to broad well will be about a meter. And for a meter, that is 3 feet. That is, let's say, I plant 1 year, I plant 1 year. That's 2. So this space might not even take more than 4. But I'm able to save space. And at the same time, I'm still producing more than what I'll be producing on the farm. So this vertical system, this is what I'm saying. So now, this is a container with soil. Underneath here again, there's another space. The container, another container with soil where I'm going to plant. There's another one here. There's another one here. So it's like a shelf with different compartments. So for each compartment, there is a plant put there. With that kind of system, you'll be able to manage space. One other thing they will need is lighting. With lights, you are good to go. So if it's, let's say, outside in front of your house, you only have a space of 10 meter by 30 meter. You know there is soil, there is sun, there is no roof, there's nothing that will hinder the sun from touching them. You could just call a carpenter to create a shelf for you. Let's give your carpenter any name. Mr. Carpenter, please, I need you to create a shelf, a compartment for me. The one below, you give him the spacing. Of course, for you to create a compartment, you have to know the height requirement of your plant. How tall will my plant grow? If you go and create a compartment for tomato, a compartment you're supposed to create for tomato, if you do it for pepper, a compartment you're supposed to do for, let's say, sweet potato, which is a crawling plant. The same compartment you're using for sweet potato, you want to plant your pepper there. You're using things that are common. You see that will not work for it. Because it will get to a point, the plant will not be able to grow again because of the space. And it might die back. So you look at, what do I want to plant in that kind of compartment? And you continue, you now make that compartment like that. So for every space, let's say it's by the wall side, you just know that all you need to get is this or any other thing. It might not even necessarily, you just have to be innovative, have an innovative idea. What can I put soil inside? It could be buckets, it could be whatever is easily accessible to you. That I can put soil inside, or I can put sawdust or any medium, for any growing medium, cocoa pits and rice husk, the likes of that I can put inside and my plants will grow. So beside your fence, they've done the compartment for you. You just put your soil inside and you plant. Of course, that vertical farming will not work for a plant like maize, because maize grows tall. So you look at different compartments like that. Now, that's for vertical farming, and I talk about aquaponics. There's another one that we call hydroponics. In hydroponics, that is actually, you could do it as an integrated farming, but there are people who do not do it as integrated farming. You could just do it as a basic step. It's quite related to aquaponics, but the only difference between it is that aquaponics will have fish inside. This one does not have fish. It's just a water-based system. You have to supply the nutrients they require, or else it will die off. You have to supply the nutrients, unlike the aquaponics, where you don't require to supply anything. You cannot even spray. You're not required to spray insecticide for aquaponics, because if you spray insecticide, it will kill your fish. But in this hydroponics, you have to spray, you have to supply nutrients. So there are different innovative ideas that we can have. You could use this to plant tomato. One thing I've noticed, one experiment I carried out that I noticed with plants is that the longer the plant roots, how long the plant's roots will be depends on the nutrients available to it. You will see some plants, they will grow, you put them out, they will just have short root system, and you see them, they are doing very, very, very well. I don't know if you've noticed, you see their leaves are greenish, very, very greenish. And you see some plants, you pull them up, you won't even be able to remove the whole roots, and still they are not doing well. It's because the nutrients available to them at the surface is not enough. So it has to grow more root hairs to look for soil, nutrients and water deep down in the soil. But if you are able to supply your plants, if you're able to supply your plants the nutrients it requires, why does it need to look for nutrients? Inside this place, there's soil inside. I probably have pre-mixed it with manure, or I am applying manure water to it. I call it liquid fertilizer to it daily. Once my plants can get enough nutrients inside here, it will not need to grow much. So for inside here, I could plant tomato and have a system that I'll put this inside. There's something I did I'll put it inside like this. Probably there's going to be water inside here. This place has been perforated. So I just drop it inside here. Of course, there's soil inside here. I drop it as many as this compartment can take, and add water. Inside the water, it could be fertilized, for the organic fertilizer or normal fertilizer that I have pre-mixed and put it there. The benefit of this is the plant will be absorbing the water itself. The water will be entering into the cup through the perforated means, little by little itself. So you don't need to be coming there to be wetting the plants one by one. Once there is water inside the container, the plant will do what? Will take it up themselves. That is one means that is a type of hydroponics system. There are different types of hydroponics system. This is a type of hydroponics system. Like I said, it's a water-based system. There's another one that requires a greenhouse. You will need a trough. You will need growing mediums. For the greenhouse, it's also divided into two. We have soilless and soil-based. For the soilless, you need medium, a plant growing medium like cocoa peats, I mentioned, rice husks, and the like. For the soil-based, you only need the soil available there, or except you want to import your soil. So in that kind of medium, there is a drip hose system. This is a drip hose system, which will be coming directly from your fertilizer chamber. So it will be supplying water regularly. If you do not supply water to those plants, they will not have water at all. There is no other means for them. Rain is not falling on them, so there is no other means for them to get water or nutrients from anywhere. You have to constantly supply it to them. That is another system. So for that kind of system, how do you do integrated? How do you mix it with integrated? That's why it will require you doing organic farming. For you to prepare the fertilizer, you'll have